Welcome to a special edition of The Info Show.
Today we'll be discussing President Trump's controversial travel ban.
Let's start off with a brief summary.
To start, on January 27th, President Donald Trump signed an executive order that banned entry of citizens from Iraq, Syria, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and Yemen for 90 days. Additionally, the executive order halted refugees from Syria from entering the U.S.
What's an executive order, you may ask? Well, an executive order is an executive power that Article 2, Section 1, Clause 1 in the Constitution establishes. It's a directive from the president that has as much power as a federal law.
During his campaign, President Trump promised to increase national security to appeal to a more conservative ideology. Looks like he's keeping his promise to his supporters.
President Trump justified the order by claiming that the order would keep terrorists out of the U.S. However, the order seems to violate the Immigration and Nationality Act, which was a law passed by Congress to deal with immigration in the U.S.
One day later, on January 28th, a judge in New York temporarily blocked part of the order, claiming that the order violates rights to due process and equal protection.
Are you wondering how the judicial branch was able to overrule Trump's executive order? Well, the judicial branch was able to do this because of our government system of checks and balances. In this system, the judicial branch can check the executive branch, the president, by declaring presidential acts unconstitutional. In addition, you may be wondering why this case was taken to a federal court instead of a state court. Since the travel ban is a nationwide law and national security, the federal courts rule on this issue.
2 days later, on January 30th, Attorney General Sally Yates was fired after she had denounced the travel ban, claiming it was unlawful and that the ban was restricting civil liberties of Muslim individuals.
By February 3rd, U.S. District Court Judge James Robart blocked the ban nationwide. The plaintiff of Washington State demonstrated that the order would harm the state's interests and the residents.
Only 4 days later, the Trump administration and the U.S. District Court presented their arguments for and against the ban to the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. While President Trump argued that the order was necessary for national security reasons, the Ninth Circuit Court countered that the government has pointed to no evidence that any alien from the countries named in the order has perpetrated a terrorist attack in the United States.
Brianna and Margaret will discuss President Trump's proposed second travel ban.
On March 6, President Trump revealed a new travel ban. The new travel ban did not include banning the entry of citizens from Iraq, allowing refugees already approved by the State Department to enter the U.S., lifted the indefinite ban on Syrian refugees in order the green card holders would not be affected.
Just one day later, attorneys for Hawaii filed the first lawsuit against the new travel ban, asking a federal judge to issue a temporary restraining order that blocked the implementation of the new law.
On March 15th, U.S. District Court Judge Derek Watson in Hawaii blocked the president's new travel ban. The temporary restraining order was applied nationwide.
On May 25th, the Fourth Circuit Court upholds the block on Trump's new travel ban. The Fourth Circuit established that the new order violated the Establishment Clause of the First Amendment.
What is this Establishment Clause? Well, the Establishment Clause states that the government cannot establish national religion and that the government can't favor one religion over another.
Recently, on June 1st, President Trump appealed the Fourth Circuit Court's decision upholding the block on the newest travel ban to the Supreme Court.
Now, you may be thinking, how many times can President Trump appeal? Well, when dealing with federal issues, the first argument is heard at the U.S. District Courts. Next, if one side appeals, the issue goes to the U.S. Circuit Courts and then to the Supreme Courts if the decision is appealed again.
So that's where we are now with Trump's travel ban. Next, we're going to take a look at people's responses to the travel ban.
The new detainer form was created by ICE, the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, and was implemented on April 2nd, 2017. This will fulfill the requirement of Secretary Kelly's push to eliminate existing detainer forms and replace them with a new policy to more effectively communicate with recipient law and enforcement agencies.
ICE officers have arrested over 41,000 illegal immigrants between January 22nd and April 29th. The ICE report from last week concluded that nearly 75% of illegal immigrants were arrested under Trump administration that were convicted criminals. Additionally, 10,845 illegal immigrants without criminal records have been arrested between January 22nd and April 29th. The same time span, the Trump administration has created two different travel bans. U.S. Customs and Border Protection Agency announced that the number of illegal immigrants apprehended at the southwest border had decreased significantly.
A few instances where the ICE officers' presence has increased in significance is in Virginia. Some ICE agents had waited outside of a church where undocumented immigrants had gone to seek shelter. Also, in Texas and Colorado, immigrants in courthouses for other reasons had been sought out by ICE agents. At the Kennedy International Airport in New York, passengers exiting the plane were required to show their documents to get off. The powers of ICE officers have increased from Trump's administration.
In addition to the ICE's crackdown on illegal immigrants, sanctuary cities are increasing in controversiality. Sanctuary states, counties, and cities add up to more than 300 jurisdictions across the country, and thousands of illegal and legal immigrants subject to deportation are released by local law enforcement every year.
For instance, a U.S. citizen was shot and killed on the streets of San Francisco, a sanctuary city, by an illegal immigrant from Mexico. Sanctuary cities' law enforcement often does not cooperate with federal immigration authorities trying to hold or deport aliens. For instance, an illegal immigrant that is caught will not be deported by authorities. There are negatives to sanctuary cities as well as positives. Many people find that sanctuary cities are a safe place for immigrants without a criminal record who just want to make a living in the United States.
Sanctuary cities are contrary to federal rulings on the travel ban. However, states are going against immigration laws and causing tension between the federal and state governments.
Okay, go.
Well, that wraps up our show. Stay tuned for updates on the Trump travel ban. Thank you for watching your special edition of the Info Show. See you next time.